Over 200,000 Little League, high school, and D3 college teams in the US alone want to utilize something known as data analytics, something that allows a coach to view player statistics such as strengths, weaknesses, and other insights that allows them to get the wins they're looking for. The pro leagues are huge in this as they want to use data-driven stats to judge their lineups and rosters for each season. And the youth leagues are noticing this performance benefit, but they're lacking resources to do so.
What coaches really want to do is go out into the field with their players and help them improve the most they can. However, with these lack of resources, whether it's staff, money, knowledge, they just simply can't do that. They spend hours at home crunching numbers, putting data into Excel spreadsheets, while they want to be out with their players actually helping them.
And that's where we come in. Our team of 5 was asked in 2020 from Valley High School to create a digital analytics solution to replace their old pen and paper stats. This took us about a few months to implement into their summer of 2020 season, and as we were doing this, we realized that current solutions on the market simply weren't doing it, and teams would rather go back to that crumply old piece of paper and broken pencil. Things like Dartfish, as you can see on this iPad, are extremely difficult to use and hard to figure out. Things like 643 charts are only designed to use spray charts and not things like pitching data or batting information. And things like TrackMan are designed for D1 athletes and pro leagues that have thousands of dollars to throw at a product, not necessarily something a youth league can use.
And what we really strive to do is make sure we save them time and give them stats that they can use in the game. We save over 55 hours throughout the season of going at home, spending hours at night, putting that data into the spreadsheets and crunching the numbers. We want to eliminate the problem of pen and paper. We want to give them a guided step for their players to collect and a guided step for them to use that data to analyze and help their players.
We do this with a 3-step process, starting with a player utilizing our mobile application in a game. They collect each event that occurs and then presses one button. This gets sent to us. We do automated calculations in the cloud in a few seconds, and then we output information such as analytics like spray chart heat maps to the coach so they can utilize this in their personalized dashboard. Additionally, in Iowa, there's a requirement where coaches are supposed to submit stats to the state through, into a database called Bound, where the team is located here in Ames. But this is timely for coaches as well. They either have to mail in their paper stats or use another one of the current solutions that we talked about called iScore, which is also difficult to use like Dartfish. So what we want to do is, since we already collect this information on our app, we want to utilize one click again for teams to send this information to Bound rather than using the paper.
This summer, we really focused on customer discovery. We went out into the dugout, talked to coaches, talked to players, and made sure we knew exactly what they wanted out of Casmium. We made sure that we're collecting the analytics they want to see. We made sure that we can provide them in a format that they can understand and use in the games. All these teams are local, and as we go forward, we really want to make sure that they're happy and we expand to other teams throughout Iowa.
So what's next after this summer? Well, we plan to continue to connect with partners like the state athletic associations and Bound so that we can implement a simpler way for teams to report stats to the state. Additionally, we want to continue our relations with the 4 teams that we talked to this summer, continue into next season or their off-season practices, as well as do additional customer discovery for softball leagues to be inclusive, travel teams since they have a huge passion fan base, and out-of-state teams that work in the spring league as their regular season rather than summer like Iowa. And finally, we want to continue product development as we research features that that customers want to see.
What we would like from you is, if you're interested in baseball or know someone that's interested, please scan our QR code and get in touch with us. We would also like you to stop by our booth, try our app out. Even if you're not into baseball or don't know much about it, we really want to make sure the app is intuitive and as simple as possible. So we would still like you to come to our booth, try our app out.
Thank you so much for being here today and for listening.